let's take a look at the box, because just like the Smash one, I really love what they did design-wise with this. Sometimes boxes for special edition systems can be a little boring. This one looks great. The front side shows off the system with a little bit of Diablo artwork, and the back is showing a number of the characters fighting against Diablo himself, and it looks awesome. Now, things are a little different with this special edition compared to the Smash one in terms of what actually has been customized or changed. Once again, we do have a custom dock, and it's using the same kind of aesthetic of putting things on the left and right side of the Nintendo Switch logo. In this particular case, we have a demon facing off against an angel. We're not seeing the kind of shading effect that they used on the Smash one. It's really just one tone of gray with the black, but it still looks really nice. And then unlike the Smash one, we still have regular Joy-Cons, but the Switch itself is a special edition where you have half of Diablo's face covering just the one side of the Switch. Now, this is a pretty minimalist approach, but I will say it does look really nice. I wish there was just a little more going on. I understand it's a little tough to work with this side because of the kickstand, but for what design we do have, I think it looks really nice. My only real complaint with this bundle is the Joy-Cons. I feel like using the regular gray ones is just, it's a little weak. I think especially because we're using gray for the prints on the back of the Switch and for on the front of the dock, I think just a little bit of color could have really helped, especially because in Diablo, I mean, there's a really heavy use of the colors red and orange, and seeing either of those present on the Joy-Cons I think would have been really well. Either using the Mario red Joy-Cons, which I can kind of get them not using because they want to keep that as a Mario thing, but even the neon red, which kind of tilt more towards orange, would have, I think, fit this a lot better. Now, along with all the normal stuff you'll get in a Switch bundle, like the Switch itself, Joy-Cons, dock, grip, and cables, there's a couple extra things this bundle comes with. You do get a digital copy of Diablo 3, which, you know, makes sense considering the bundle, but one extra item that we didn't see with the Smash bundle is you also get a little carrying case. Now, this isn't the most extensive one out of the ones you can get on the market. A lot of other ones are larger, they're a little more protective. This is a pretty basic one. It's large enough to carry the Switch itself, as well as a small handful of other games. It doesn't really have room for any cables or extra Joy-Cons. It's a pretty minimal small one. It gets the job done, and I do think it looks really nice. I like the red and black they went for on this. You can kind of see that there's actually two different blacks going on the sides, where you kind of have this like glyph print going on in the background with the Blizzard name, and on this side you have Diablo's head with a glyph behind it as well. I really like the red they chose for this. This is the kind of red I had in mind for what I would love to see on the Joy-Cons. It just thinks it works really well for celebrating the series and goes really well with that black. By the way, if you grabbed this system and you really like the idea of red Joy-Cons, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money on getting new ones, a great option is skins like these from today's sponsor, dbrand. They have a whole line of Switch skins that are completely safe to use. You can get them for the Switch itself, for the Joy-Cons, or even the dock. I think this red looks really good with the Diablo design, but you could also go with maybe an orange. They have a whole bunch of other colors to choose from. If you want to check them out, check out the link down below. So something that's not actually a part of the bundle, but is kind of tied into it, and I really thought was cool, so I wanted to pick it up and show it off with this as well, is they also have a Diablo 3 wireless controller. Now, this is not an official Nintendo Switch Pro controller. This is actually based on the PowerA wireless and enhanced controllers, which came out a couple weeks back and I did a review on. They have a couple different colors and designs out, but this is a new option based on Diablo 3 that I think looks really nice. You've got Diablo's face on the main body of the controller, the name on one of the handles, which I could maybe do without, but it doesn't look terrible. But I also really just love the color choice here, where you have this kind of dark black for most of the main body, and then we use that same kind of muddy dark red for all the buttons, including the ones in the back, which is a great contrast. And then just for some of the lettering, we've got a brighter orange that gives just a little bit of a nice balance with the red. Now, if you're not familiar with the enhanced wireless controller, this is basically the first real competitor to the Nintendo Switch Pro controller for a wireless controller option on the Switch. There have been other options kind of, but those usually involve weird hijinks to do things like make an Xbox One or PS4 controller work. As far as an officially licensed controller goes, this is the first real option. As far as differences go between this and the official Pro controller, there really aren't nearly as many as you would think. The button layout is very similar, the sticks are the same kind of design, a lot of the button feel and stick feel feels basically the same. The biggest downsides to this is that you are losing out on a couple major functions of the Pro controller, like having built-in rumble, which is really the biggest loss to me, and the ability to scan amiibos, but it does still have motion controls, which is nice. Another change that's kind of an upside, kind of a downside, depending on your personal preference, is that instead of being a rechargeable controller like a Pro one, this one actually runs on AA batteries. So you will get a longer charge out of a single set of batteries, but if you run out, you have to go out and buy batteries.
Batteries not included.
Now there is one just complete upside to this controller versus it, and that is the addition of 2 buttons on the back, which you can program to act as any of the front-facing buttons or the top shoulder buttons, giving you just a little bit of customization over control and can make certain games a lot easier. For all of this, it runs a little cheaper than a standard Pro controller at $50, and if you're a fan of Diablo, I think this is an awesome little pickup. If you're not able to get the system, or you already have a Switch, you don't want to spend money on entirely another one, I think this is a great other option. If you want to pick this up, I'll put it down below in the description, along with links to the system as well. Once again, kind of like with the Smash one, I don't know if I recommend picking this one up if you're looking to upgrade your Switch to a cooler design, but if you don't own a Switch yet, this is a great one to pick up to be your first one.